Hello and welcome to Old Lady Plays. I'm Kate, the old lady, and this is Septim Angos, a Wabani Athletic story. Season 4, Episode 1 begins with No Temprad, no Kops, meaning new season, new cups. So let's go in and have a look. Hello, and here we come to the transfers that we'll look at first. Um, really have only been a couple of small ones in, and only really one big one out. We had a couple of youth players go out for reasonably large amounts of money, mostly because we had no choice. They were under 16 and wouldn't sign a contract with us. So we had little choice but to let them go for the compensation that they gave to us, or to exceed the compensation by asking for a transfer fee. And we managed to get 350K for Alvar Lafleche, which is quite a loss. He looks like he's going to be a heck of a center back, and I really fought hard to keep him, but he wasn't having it. It was really not on. He, at 15, wanted to be made a regular starter immediately, which is not legal. I can't play him until he's 16, and wanted to be an important player next year. I'm just like, no, that's not realistic. Let's start again. And he wouldn't have any of it. So, and I'm sure as heck that he's not going to get that at Aswajan Maliki, not at 16. So, I wish him luck. We also managed to get rid of Sadid Habib, who was 28, wasn't getting any better, wasn't really all that great. Low determination, and he's just not my sort of player, so out he can go. And I wish him well. He wasn't bad or anything, he just wasn't good enough for us, and we needed to put in some better players. We have Sajid Tumenasa. Wow, I'm having a hard time because it reaches it's Japanese. Sumarai. Yeah. Tumenasa, anyway. Sajid Tumenasa um, is a attacking midfielder center, advanced playmaker type. He is promising. He's a professional. He already tries killer balls often. He's 1.5 star right now, but he's 14. So he's 1.5 star. He's 14. But he's got a potential of 4 to 5 stars, and I think we can bring that out of him. So I'm hoping we can get at least a good 4 star out of him. He's we brought him in for 1.5 million or 2 million or some small amount of money. I don't remember what it was, but it wasn't much. And yeah, he's going to be something, I think, in the long term. We also grabbed Machoy Jallo when our scouts popped him up, and I scouted him fully and everything, and they said, he's quite a prospect, sign him whatever the cost. And so I did, and this sort of breaks my rule a little bit in that I don't personally generally sign the same player on 2 different saves, but I didn't sign him for Sporting, he was already at Sporting, and I signed him here based on the recommendations of my scouts and as a midfield center, not as a winger, because he's a winger or at least that's where he's been developed with Sporting, whereas here he's playing midfield center. So it's a very different thing. I've actually got him working on attacking midfield, and I'm hoping to develop him as an attacking midfielder. His numbers fit perfectly for an attacking midfielder, so I'm very happy to have him work on that. So those are the 2 in. Let's have a quick peek at the schedule. It's only been a couple of games. We played Khaliza United. We managed to get a goal in the 92nd minute to tie it up. That was a bit scary. Hamza Oscat, we managed to beat with 2 early goals, and it wasn't really close. As you can see, the friendlies, generally speaking, went pretty well. Most of them went our way. and we had good goal scoring from lots of different players, which is nice. Lubianki was scoring, Lauston is scoring. Garrigus isn't getting quite as many goals, but he is getting some, and it's partly because I haven't been starting him as much. He will start today because Lubianki is injured. Just a mild injury. He'll be back shortly. In fact, tomorrow. So he could play 60 minutes in this one. I'm not going to. He's on 81%. It's not necessary. We've brought up Guy Kuznir as the backup from the under 20s team. He's a pretty decent young striker. Could use better composure and decisions. His mentals are not what I would really want them to be, but you know, if his body can do what he wants it to, then I'm not too worried about his brain because his body's got plenty to say about how good he is. You know, great dribbling, balance, so he's going to run with the ball well. He's got a bit of pace, you know, flair off the ball, and he's highly determined. He's driven. So anyway, we're going to give him a chance. But Gerges and Lautzen get the start up front. Behind them, Hoffman, Jalot, Laporte, and Timsit will get to play in the midfield. Laporte coming back from injury. Okoroji likewise coming back from injury. Renato Obias coming back from injury. Caius Clare, the 18-year-old. 18? Sorry, he's 20 now. My goodness, how quickly they grow. We'll get the start at center back, and Sam Castilla, the right back that we're bringing along, who's developing really quite nicely, becomes the right back for the day. Mustafa El Fassi, who has pretty much lost his number one goalkeeper spot, will play today, and possibly in the next match too. But Turati has definitely become the number one man. He's performing at an incredibly high level, and he may only be 20, but this kid's got some serious chops. So I'm really impressed with him, and he's playing very, very well. He's already rated value much more than Alfasi. So sorry about that. I got away there because I ended up having this long digression that ended up with these lines getting moved, or about these lines getting moved, and it was, oh my goodness, it was really frustrating, and I can't seem to get them to move back to where they belong. So we're going to play SC Mufala, who are 16th in the Liga 2, so that's 24 teams, so that's not great. They're off to a rough start, but we'll see how they do. And this is the team that we're putting out there today, which is basically our first team. I'm going to actually bring back Ovius for Sarah, and that's going to be it, I think. Lubianki is injured, will return to training tomorrow, and most of our backup midfielders are tired from a game already today, or yesterday. Yeah, I think it was yesterday, but in any case, they're not in any shape to play today. So this is the team that we're playing with. Camilla Laporte has come back from injury, and I have showed you obviously the new players, Madrid Jallo, and the other one is in the obviously under 16 or under 18 or whatever team it is that they're playing in. So today's team, we're going to play El Fassi. He's really lost his place as far as being the number one goalkeeper, but I will start, give him starts in the cups and try and keep him fit. We've got Belarse, Kalaitsa, Ovias, and Aberg. Timsit, Poirot, Westergren in the midfield behind goal, and Gerges and Lausten up front. So it's pretty much the first team, bar Lubianki maybe. And we want to see a good game out of them. Let's get on with it. No, I said let's get on with it. I think that's where I'm going. I want you to pick up where you left off. Yeah, we got a few. That's okay. I don't think we're going to get anything with any of the others. Alvin Bono's absence to your chances of winning. Any play movements of player was caliper. Okay, Aber smashes it downfield, but Obvious is there to recover the ball. Kalaitza calmly out wide for Balarse. His ball is not good. Neither is theirs. Obvious picks it up, and again calmly back to Kalaitza. Keep it moving, boys. That's the way. Alright, Balarse. Timsit dropped deep to help out there. I like that. And he's behind him now. Look at that. Well done. See Timsit backing up Balarse like that and made a play possible. That was really good. I like that kind of play. It's what I like to see in real life too. It's what I try and encourage my players to do when I coached. Oh, there's a goal. Aberg, unexpectedly from distance, gets a goal from Belarse in effect. I mean, how well he got an assist from Belarse. How did that happen? I must have missed something. I thought it was interplayed with before then. Oh no, Westergren missed it. He just missed it, and Albert slammed it home. I don't think the goalie could see it until the last second. Can't really even blame him too much for it. It was a nice goal. We've completely outplayed them. Did well and their efforts were excellent. Don't get complacent. Thank you very much. It's only 1-0, and it only takes a bad free kick to end up conceding a goal. See? Look how easy that is. Westergren with his second goal of the season, assisted by Obvious. Another slide tackle goal. Make changes to that. Alberg is making himself a bit of a Gordie Howe afternoon. If you don't know that reference, then you just don't know ice hockey. Actually, now that I think about it, that anecdote probably makes more sense if I explain it. Gordie Howe was one of the early greats of hockey, if not the greatest, before Wayne Gretzky. In the 60s and 70s, well, the 50s and 60s, let's be more realistic. He was amazing, absolutely amazing. He set records and did things that no other players could do. What he was reputed to do was to have a Gordie Howe hat trick, which was to get himself a goal and an assist and a penalty for elbowing, because elbowing is illegal in the game. So if you hit someone with your elbow, that's a penalty in hockey, ice hockey. So they call that a Gordie Howe hat trick. So that's what that is all about. Meanwhile, I've been making changes here. Let's just see. Defense is looking particularly wrecked. Let's bring in Castilla and Okoroji for the goal scoring hero. There we go. There we go. All right, Alfaci's got the ball back at his own line. Obvious. Beautiful. Not great, but actually it lands where you might hope, and we're chasing, chasing, chasing. No. Won the ball. Wrong way. Oh dear. Nope, not that one. Not that one. All right, come on, boys. Let's close this out now. Thank you. Well done. Straightforward. Well done, lads. Good win for us. Thank you. All right. So yeah, not really a close game at all. Near total domination. Sorry about that, but there you go. Mind games? I didn't say anything about mind games. That's ridiculous. You're just stirring stuff up. There was no such thing. Money for that. That's good. I'll worry about the press conference. Alberg on form as the Wabani Athletic score easy victory. Yeah, he did well, but not super, super well. Only one goal involvement and no 9.0, so he doesn't get the praise. Bad manager, but I have my reasons. He knows what he did. No, he doesn't. That's just my policy. Let's go and make a pause, and I will see you in a moment. Hello and welcome back. So, we have come to the Hamjar game, and as I always do, I checked the game to see how long it was to our next match because I want to know what kind of team can I put out. Do I need to rotate? What's the next game coming? Let's make sure that we're set up for both games. So I popped over here to the schedule and realized this. This is my September. Hamjar, who finished 5th last year, Inter Milan, Aswajan City, who finished 3rd last year, Liverpool, Fari, who finished, I think, 6th or 5th, no, 7th, something like that, and then Valencia. Then Marador FC just on the 1st of October before we have an international break. They won the league last year. So we have 3 hard Champions League games, two of them away. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 tough league matches as well. And it doesn't get any easier in October because, of course, it's all crammed together. And the reason it's all crammed together, this is 2022. And we've got that stupid World Cup in Qatar. So here's the cutoff. The 17th of November is the last game that we're going to play, Wabani, just before the World Cup starts. And then we'll come back with a couple of games in December before a short winter break, and then we get on with the league. But the league is crammed together. It's going to be really brutal, especially if we go anywhere in the Europa League or anything like that, or in any of the cups. So it's going to be a heck of a year. I don't know whether we're going to be able to make it. Because I just looked at our squad, and let me just see if I can pop over to registration here. Registration's under here, isn't it? Stop that. There it is. Okay. This is for the Champions League. Is this right? No, I want the Champions League. So, the Champions League, you'll notice we only have 21 players registered. And if you look a little more carefully at actually this, you'll see that many of the people who are registered are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 of them are in fact eligible to not have to be registered because they're under 21 players. Sorry, 6 of them, because Machoy doesn't count because he only just got here. So yeah, yeah, we have a very thin squad. There are only this many players who are over the under 21 limit, and that is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14. 14? Yes, we have 14 players. And we're relying on a significant pile of youth players, and we're hoping that we don't get a lot of injuries because we are at least a very young squad. So that's how I'm hoping this works out. But the problem here is, and the reason that I didn't do anything about this is A, we've got a very small transfer budget, and B, we've actually got a reasonably decent team at most places, right? We've got a team that shows reasonable quality at all places. Now, quality, of course, is within your team. So, they're only relative to the other players in the team. So if the other players in the team are not that great, then the quality is going to appear deceptive. But they are decent players, and I'm surprised that they have such a poor opinion of my team. But we're battlers. We'll see what we can do. We managed to get through in the first round of the Liga Popolare. Or Coppa Popolare. Let's see what we can do in the Coppa Azore. The team is the same as last time, pretty much. Okuroji comes back in, and I think that was the only change, actually. I think I'm going to put Turati back in because this is the Azore is a much Hamjar, the team we're facing, is a much different proposition than a 16th place Liga Duke team. Liga Duke team. So, and as you can see, Stefano Turati is one of our best players now. So, behind Leon Westergren, who's surprisingly developed into one of our best players. I wasn't expecting that. He's good, but I wasn't really expecting that. So anyway, let's get on with this, and we'll see how we do against Hamjar. Whew, it's going to be a tough one. And away we go. Let's roll like that. Oh, I'm going to unfold my legs because I always forget to do that. Pick up where you left off. That's a possibility. Hamjar Oscat is a rival, but these guys are not. So I'm not going to try the fans. Yeah, I think pick up where you left off has got to be it. Oh, no luck. Gargas is the only one motivated. Okay. Pleased with the work we put in on the training pitch. And I'm sure we'll do well. Let's see. I'm worried that this could be a rough season for us with the thinness of the squad. I'm a bit worried that we just haven't been able to put any money in. Now we have got money now. We've booked an expansion for the data analysis facilities and for the training facilities, and Gargas has scored. Said he was motivated, works for me. First goal of the season, well in. Belarse found him with a pass. Timsit finds Belarse, and Gargas just brings it down and finds the far corner. Beautifully done. So yeah, we have got the Champions League money starting to come in. We're not going to get much this year because we're obviously going to get stamped flat by Inter, Liverpool, and Valencia. They are just objectively much better teams, and I'd be very surprised if we can get anything out of this Champions League campaign at all. I'd be very surprised if we get a point. Pleased, but surprised, because I just don't see it being very likely. I mean, even here at Hamjar, they're not exactly a titan, and they've managed to outplay us pretty strongly. Don't get complacent out there, no question there. Yeah, we'll see if you can hold on to that lead, boys. I wonder if we go balanced, maybe that'll help a little bit. Just be a little bit more aware of the defensive needs of the team. Belarse picks up the header. Nothing. Not his best one. Oh, stolen by Timzit, was it? No, Poirot. Oh, and then he gave it away. Oh, missed the tackle and got a great save. And then they run it out of play. That was a bit of a comedy of errors. Well, our possession game is working. We're holding on to the ball more than they have. We're not tiring ourselves out. And they're not shooting well. All of those things are combining well for us. Oh, Ryan Gold with a steal. Lawson's away. Oh, back beautifully to Gargas. No, oh, not quite. Lawson runs it out of play. But hey, great try, guys. Good combination. I was pleased to see all the passing. Belarse. Galaitza. Nothing. Not a good pass. But neither was theirs. Belarse and Galaitza play it back and forth. Tarati gets it to Ovius. Ovius gets it knocked down for Ryan Gold. Who gives it away? What are you doing? Ah. Now we're going to have to extra time and all of that foolishness. This is annoying. Gold giving the ball away is just annoying. And him having such a wretched game is even more annoying. I think we're going to let Jalorchan in there. See how he does, because Hoffman hasn't been very good so far yet this year. We're not playing badly overall. We're just not winning anymore. Got some nice motivation in the team. Oh dear, nice touch. Oh, and a great goal. Wow, that's frustrating. Tarati let that one in and he really shouldn't have. Ah. That's frustrating. Unlucky boys. Yep. So we're out in the first round of Copa Azore. We just couldn't quite get the, and that one mistake that opened things up the first time was such an unfortunate thing. Ryan Gold is usually very reliable, and that was an unusually bad game from him. I'm going to speak to him about it briefly. His last game. Uh, I agree. I'm as disappointed with my performance as you are. I'll do my best to improve. Good man. That's what I like to hear. It's a good response. Okay, that's going to do it for today. It's going to be a long episode. I'll be editing some of this down, so it won't be quite as long as all this, but we'll be back for some random, enormously difficult game in September. I expect it to be a horror show in September. I don't think there's a likely chance that we'll win a single game. And inevitably, as you saw with my big sigh earlier, we drew Asperjan City in the second round of the Copa Populare, because of course we did. Um, out of 32 teams, naturally we drew the same team that we drew last year and the year before and the year before. Perfectly natural. Anyway, let's get on with the outro and say the things that we say, which are, I hope that you have a great day and take care.